If you've ever felt like you're constantly walking on eggshells, questioning your own reality, or feeling guilty for asserting your needs with your mother, this episode is for you. Today, we're tackling the narcissistic mother's toolbox of emotional manipulation head on. Covert narcissistic mothers are masters at using subtle but powerful techniques to keep their children under their control. If you've struggled to identify these tactics or feel like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of manipulation, know that you are not alone and that there is hope. As a certified neuro coach and survivor of a covert narcissistic upbringing, I've made it my mission to help others identify and disarm the tactics of emotional manipulation. In this episode, I'll share my insights and practical strategies for recognizing these techniques and asserting your own boundaries and autonomy. Listen to this episode and don't risk remaining trapped in the toxic cycle of emotional manipulation, where you're unable to recognize the tactics your mother employs and struggling to break free from her control.
Hi, I'm Christy Murray, and I'm on a mission to help women that were raised by narcissistic mothers heal and grow. As a certified neuro coach specializing in narcissistic abuse recovery and a survivor of covert narcissistic upbringing, I'm sharing the tools and support you need to thrive and break the generational cycle of narcissistic abuse.
In this episode, we'll take a deep dive into the narcissistic mother's toolbox of emotional manipulation tactics and provide practical strategies for identifying and disarming these techniques. Why? Because by understanding how these tactics work and developing the skills to counteract them, you can begin to reclaim your autonomy and set healthy boundaries in your relationship with your mother. Here are some of the common emotional manipulation tactics used by covert narcissistic mothers and practical steps for disarming them. So I will start by naming the behavior and the tactic, then we'll talk about how to disarm it. The first manipulation tactic is guilt tripping. Your mother makes you feel guilty for setting boundaries, making your own choices, or not meeting her expectations. How to disarm this strategy? Recognize that guilt is a tool of manipulation and not a reflection of your worth. Remind yourself that you have the right to make your own decisions and prioritize your well-being. Respond to guilt tripping with a firm but kind statement like, I understand you're upset, but I need to do what's best for me. The second tactic in a covert narcissistic mother's toolbox is gaslighting. Your mother denies your reality, making you question your own memories, your own perceptions, and sanity. And you disarm this by trusting your instincts and maintain a record of events, like a journal or email trail, to reinforce your reality. When your mother gaslights you, calmly state your truth without engaging in a debate. Say something like, I know what I experienced, and I'm not going to question myself. The third tactic is emotional blackmail. Your mother threatens to withdraw love, support, or contact with you if you don't comply with her demands. She may say things like, don't ever talk to me again. Or, while obviously upset, she stomps off, saying, never mind. And I've even heard some serious threats as, I'll just go ahead and kill myself. Or just drop me off here and leave me on the side of the road. So, how do you disarm this strategy? You need to recognize that emotional blackmail is a form of control. It does not come from a place of love. No one in their right mind who truly loves you will say things like these. Respond with a clear statement of your boundaries, such as, I love you, but I won't tolerate being manipulated. If you need to take some time away, I understand. The fourth tactic that covert narcissistic mothers use is triangulation. Here's an example. Your mother brings in other members of the family or friends to gang up on you, to validate her perspective or undermine your relationships. These are what we call the flying monkeys, the enablers, the batteries that the covert narcissist feeds off of. It may be during a party or online during Zoom or FaceTime. You'll notice that they are talking about you and for you without asking you for your input. Or you'll notice that they will have a ping pong conversation, talking about you in your presence. The end result is you are told what to do because they have decided for you. How to disarm this strategy? Refuse to engage in triangulation by setting boundaries with the third parties involved. Communicate directly with your mother about your concerns and avoid discussing private matters with others who may be used as flying monkeys. You can calmly leave the room. You can respectfully excuse yourself. Or if it's done online, say you have to go. You don't have to take it or put up with it. The fifth tactic in a covert narcissistic mother's toolbox is using shame and criticism. Your mother uses shame and criticism to control your behavior, attack your self-worth, and keep you seeking her approval. She may say things like, why didn't you listen to me? Now look at what happened to you. I told you what to do, and you messed up. Or it could be as simple as, you're showing her your new haircut, and she responds with, "It's still too long. You look better with shorter hair." Or the color isn't quite right. I get it. You do need someone who will always be honest with you. But notice if these are the pattern of responses you get when you present something. How do you disarm this? You develop a strong sense of self-worth outside of your mother's opinions. So when faced with shame or criticism, practice self-compassion and reframe the narrative. Respond with a neutral statement like, "I hear your opinion, but I disagree." To effectively disarm these manipulation tactics, it's essential to, number one, recognize the tactics when they occur and label them for what they are. They are manipulation. They're not reality. Number two is to respond with clear, calm statements that assert your boundaries and reinforce your autonomy. Number three is for you to refuse to engage in circular arguments or defend your reality against gaslighting attempts. Number four is please seek support from a therapist, a neuro coach, or support group to validate your experiences and develop a personalized plan for setting boundaries. Neurocoaching is an effective way to prune those automated negative thoughts that you have been conditioned to believe. I cannot stress this enough. We need to go after those thoughts and nip them so you can move forward. Number five is for you to practice regular self-care and bring a strong sense of self-worth outside of your mother's influence. Remember, breaking free from the narcissistic mother's toolbox of emotional manipulation is a process. It's a continual journey of healing, and it takes time. It takes patience and self-compassion. By consistently applying these strategies and seeking support when needed, you can gradually reclaim your autonomy and build a healthier, more empowered relationship with yourself and others. Now that you understand the common tactics in the narcissistic mother's toolbox, you might be wondering how to apply this knowledge to your own life and relationship with your mother. Many adult children of covert narcissistic mothers struggle to put these insights into practice and need personalized guidance to develop a plan for disarming emotional manipulation and setting healthy boundaries. That's why I've created the Heal Maternal Wounds Quiz. This quiz is designed to help you assess your unique situation and receive tailored recommendations for counteracting your mother's manipulation tactics and asserting your autonomy. By taking this quiz, you'll gain clarity on the specific manipulation techniques your mother uses and receive a customized action plan with practical strategies for disarming these tactics and setting healthy boundaries. Don't let emotional manipulation continue to control your life. Take the first step towards freedom and empowerment today. To get started, simply click on the link in the show notes and take the Heal Maternal Wounds Quiz. It only takes a few minutes, and you'll be on your way to reclaiming your life from the narcissistic mother's toolbox. If you've been with us for a while, you know there's always something juicy at the end of each episode. Today, I will share one tactic in addition to what we have talked about to disarm these manipulations. One powerful way to disarm emotional manipulation is to practice the gray rock communication. So here's how it goes. When your mother attempts to engage you in a manipulative conversation, respond minimally. Use minimal neutral statements that give her no ammunition to work with. For example, if she tries to guilt trip you, simply respond with a calm, non-committal phrase like, "I understand you feel that way." By refusing to engage with her tactics, you can begin to break the cycle of manipulation and assert your own emotional boundaries. Bye for now. Before we go, I want to remind you to check out the valuable resources we've compiled for you in the show notes, designed to support you on your healing journey. If you found this episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating or review, as it helps us reach more daughters who need to hear these important messages. We also invite you to share your own experiences, insights, and questions with us by emailing the show, as we believe that by coming together and sharing our stories, we can create a powerful community of healing and validation for all daughters of narcissistic mothers. Thank you for tuning in to Maternal Narcissism Unmasked, how daughters can heal and thrive. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and with each step, you are reclaiming your power and breaking free from the chains of narcissistic abuse.